Me, Grimlock, not know what's going on here. Some of our Autobuddies and some Decepticons are out cold. Strange. Weird things go on here. Stationed strange. We Dinobots check it out. We come here from space mission. From a couple of weeks ago. Now it's here. Space mission over, Leader Grimlock. Rawr. But, strangely enough, not know where spheres ended up. They completely gone, Grimlock. Yes, could be bad. Very odd. We go. Mysterious adventure. Here on station. Me Grimlock sense weird creatures. Me Grimlock sense weird creatures. They come. Even Metallico senses do not sense them. How odd. Ooh. Are you bonkers, T-Bobcat, Grimlock? What's going on? Are we even here? I'm not even sure. I don't know. The scythe is on the floor over there.
We cannot wield the scythe. We are not primes. Whatever's going on here is beyond us. How strange. Mysterious. Yes. Let us not split up. That'd be a bad idea. Let's search the station. In teams. The others appear to be functional. They're just out. There are even some that weren't part of the station personnel. And some that were others that weren't on a mission. Weird. Yeah. We'll check this out.
Little Dinobots should find film viewing room and watch movies. Ha! Yes. Yeah, good idea. Little Grimlock not want to watch movies now. Weird and creepy. But nothing like what we see on movies currently. Actually, no jump scares.
Yeah, and the station is Earth normal as well. It's kind of weird. As well as the air is Earth normal. But I'm still not taking this outfit off. I don't trust it. Could be something in the atmosphere. Have a look around. I'll take a team in the other direction. Trying to figure out what's going on here.
Me Grimlock wonder what's going on. Strange and spooky behavior. Weird and different. Odd and what? Oh no, some of the people have already vanished. Oh, I not do. Dinobots. Dinobots stay together. We go. Oh no. What the heck? I was on the ship with the others. Okay, what's going on, Grimlock? It's pretty weird. The station's messing with us. Great. That's not fun. Again. Grimlock of the Dinobots. Welcome. Springer of the Autobots. Welcome. I am Vector Prime, your humble host. Yes, but I am not the one doing these weird things on the planet. It is clearly some other force. Another Prime, perhaps. We like messing with you guys. Yeah. And even if it's not, it's probably some entity. You guys should stick together, though, just in case. But you seem to be disappearing. I give you a word of advice on the station. Stay close. Keep our friends close and our enemies closer. I am Vector Prime. I've spoken. That was weird. Where'd he go? Where we go? Station is annoying. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. I guess this is it then. Let's move. Together. Stay close. Let's go find the others. Oh no. The space station seems to be deserted. Where is everybody? This is not good. Now what are we gonna do? Here we came in here with our ships and everything, and seems to be anybody here but us. Shall I alert the others? Just in case the Decepticons show up. Yeah, you do that. Let everybody be on their guard. No telling what's in here. It's not what I expected at all. It's kind of weird. We detected no more chronal energy from those godlike aliens from earlier. However, they said anywhere, any when. So no telling where or when we are. I hope we haven't done time travel. That would be a little silly. Yeah, it's like that other stuff we did. Kinda happened, but may have not have happened. Come on. Try to figure out what's going on here.
This does not appear to be a dream or a hallucination. We are actually in whatever this is. This empty space station. Be on your guard. No telling what we're going to find in here. As for our time-trapped daughter from the other timeline, she seems to have vanished. She's probably here somewhere. Try to radio the ship. Maybe they know something. And maybe the Dinobot ship knows something.
Bring her to the ship. Come in. Bring her to the ship. Come in. They're not responding. Let's bring her to the Dinobot ship. Come in. Bring her to the Dinobot ship. Come in. They're not responding either. Damn. Something over there. Uh-oh. Ha-ha. Autobots. I am DJ Thundercracker. Alternate Thundercracker. In my timeline, I was actually kind of an Autobot. Can I assist you? Yeah. Thundercracker is an Autobot in your timeline? That is weird. Huh. Oh. Yeah, can you find us a way out of here? What's going on? Where is everybody? Did you take them all out? Are they still here? No, I came here, same as you. I have recollections of other timelines. One in which there was a giant Titan entity that tied me to a string and flung me along the corridor like I was on a marionette. It was annoying, yes. Also in that timeline, a Sunstreaker apparently, killed Mirage's brother or something. Didn't make any sense. Anyway, yes, as one of the Thundercrackers apparently wasn't killed in the movie in your timeline. Yeah, I'm here. And other than that, I don't know. That's right. In our timeline in 2005, most of the original Seekers were killed in battle with the Autobots. Says a lot of the Autobots were killed too. But this is a slightly different timeline. Yes. That Springer, for instance, is from another one. Gonna remind you of people and places I already met. I'm sure you like that. Now, if you're really an Autobot in your timeline, how can you possibly assist us in this strange building that we've encountered? Well, it was something to say. I mean, the station was all but deserted until you all arrived. Very unusual. But more funny than horrific. Come, let us explore. Yes.
I don't think this guy's playing with a full deck, frankly. But let's go. Don't split up. Not like in those modern horror movies where they always split up. Don't do that. Bad idea.
Yeah, let's go find the control room or something.
Let's see. The station galley should be around here somewhere. Where is everybody? It's kind of weird. Huh. If you didn't last get something to eat, Grimlock.
Me Grimlock powerful. Eat lots of calories. Well, robo-calories. Energon cube. Too bad we lose Energon sphere things. Well, try to bring them back, but no go. Yes, place very strange. Strange creatures. No food here. Aha! It's Grimlock from the other timeline. Yes, we have come to serve. With low prices, and unless it's a holiday season, in which case we jack the prices up by 30% and then say everything's 30% off. That's what we do at our store. Wink, wink. I'm not going to say which store, though, but it's written all over me. Just like most retail stores. Yes.
Oh, you're the epitome of annoying. I realized that, Transformers was supposed to be about selling toys to children, but this is ridiculous.
Oh, there you are. Looking for you. What is this place? Grimlock, how'd you get off your ship so quickly? Strange. Are we being messed with again? Oh, man. And I am Target Master Optimus Prime. Get it? Target? Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Get it? Anyway, yeah, there's no food here. Robo food. I don't think. There might be Energon, though. Yeah. Yeah. What? Two of you. You two brothers or something? You dress the same red shirt. Oh well. Me Grimlock think you strange. But me Grimlock strange too. Oh, what going on here? You mean there no Energon to eat? Oh, that bummer. Me Grimlock wonder where other Dinobots are. Me signal ship. Grimlock to the spaceship. Where's crew? Grimlock to the spaceship. Where's crew? Uh-oh. No one answer. Yes. That is weird.
Perhaps they are trying to hold us here. They won't get away with it. I have time-space abilities, because I was able to transcend time to get here. Well, I sort of do. Only because I can do that. I can't get us back, though, oddly enough. Yes, maybe I've been out of the 22nd century for so long, I cannot do that. Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, well. Now, I hadn't considered that. Oh, well. Now, here I am.
You're from the 22nd century? Huh. I'm from the 21st. Huh. That's weird. Yeah. Our characters were in one of those Bayverse movies. Yeah, we were wreckers. Yeah. I was one of them. Sort of like wreckers, you know. Kind of like Springer and the others, but different ones. Yeah. But there were these other two guys that overshadowed us, Skids and Mudflap. They were so bad. They're just really bad. But yeah. Gotta get out of here. Yes, every holiday season our prices take a weird skyrocket and then drop 30%. So we waste no money whatsoever. Ha, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that we were Ferengi from Star Trek. Ha ha ha. Yes. But it is amusing that we used to have DVDs and CDs of movies from the Oscar time period that 3 months after the Oscars were over, within a year, they were on the bargain bin for $5 because no one actually wanted to watch the Oscar movies from the previous year. They didn't care. Just thought I'd point that out. Oscar movies? You guys are nuts. What's going on here anyway? Trying to hold us here and confuse us and confound us? Because we're already confused. Yeah. I, for one, am a hot rod from a slightly different timeline than you guys. Makes it kind of weird. Now, with you two, those guys, we should find a way off the station and get back where we're going. Huh. I, the voice of a rock star. What's going on here? Huh. All dressed up all pretty like. What's the deal with that? Huh. Oh my goodness. What? How'd I get here? Oh, weird. I was wondering the same thing about this place. After acquiring an ancient relic, I was transported here. But I don't necessarily think it was connected. This appears to be the station the Autobots were headed for. Yes. It doesn't have any temporal abilities, powers. A station usually doesn't. There's usually some sort of demigod controlling the whole thing. Perhaps their brief report earlier to their superiors wasn't really what they thought. And they've been here the whole time. That's kind of funny. It's a convenient way for them to get out of retconning the other story. They'll say it happened, but yeah, it happened differently. Yes. Well, I am Targetus Prime. Target Master Prime, get it? I'm usually the kind of guy they put in a story when they finally have some sort of sponsor. But I'm not. I'm not sponsoring. Yeah, it's not Target. I'm just being silly. Yes. However, I am red. Yeah. So, I'm not a sponsor. Yes, this is not a treatise on a random Earth department store. No, that would be stupid. Oh, a ruby red colored creature with black accents and silver accents and grey accents. A little blue in there too. You're all ready to go clubbing, I think. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the punk band Rogue Limb? No. No, I have not. I have never heard of that. I am Target Master Prime. My name is Silly. Yes, because I'm not actually a Target Master. And I don't even have a gun. What is this place, and how did I get here? I don't know. How did you get here? You appear to be somebody that I might know, maybe. Maybe I don't know you. I don't know. Why, I am Skywarp from the Generations timeline. From the Siege timeline, actually. Yeah. I'm finally in one of these cat things. Cool. Anyway, yeah, so, that's awesome. I had to phone in this whole performance. I'm just in this on scene, I think. Anyway, so here I am. Yeah. You never did win that contest for that road rage figure. He waited till somebody else won it, and went to the convention that somebody else was at, and bought it from him. Yeah, talk about determination. My goodness. I don't know how close the convention was to his house, though. So, yeah. Yes. Oh, yes, I apparently dropped my relic on the floor. Nothing happened. It was on the Robotech ship. It was a wonderful relic from the Robotech ship, but very well. It is funny. Oh, look over here. It seems that we have the Galvatron brothers. How's that even possible? Yes. I don't know, but I do resemble the Takara re-release of Galvatron, in the form of a siege Galvatron. Yes, and vaguely the movie one. I think the movie one's around here somewhere. Yes. Anyway. And then the other one resembles the siege one more than the other show one. What is the other Galvatron, anyway? Galvatron. Yeah. Yes. It's credits to include me. If I'm hardly in there. You have a cameo. Maybe you're directing it, and merely have a cameo. I don't know. I don't really think we're integral to the timeline here. I think we're just here, so it's probably okay. I once had a dream when I walked into the hall of the 13 Primes. And I said, 13 Primes? Held up my cannon and then fired. Make that 12. Ha 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 ha. Yes. But that's a good one. Kind of messed up, but yes, I like that. Come, we will find the Autobots and slay them. They'll be glorious. There are 3 Decepticons. Well, 4. Come, we will find the Autobots and slay them. There are 4 Decepticons here. We should just go and slay some Autobots. Won't that be fun? Just so know of him named Thunderclash. I like him. Yeah. Thunder Bitch, well, that's okay. That's another character. Yes, that's okay if we find her. Crikey. What's funny is I'm a bloke. I'm not even Australian. Yeah. Cockney accent. We seem to be aspects of the energon rock spheres, which have seemingly vanished. This is bizarre. However, the Scythe of Destiny that they also had also has the power to do things like that. So it could be either that or the rocks or both. Let us go find the others. Let's roll, but not actually show it. Why would Decepticons go with an Autobot, much less a reject from a department store ad campaign? What are you, a Junkion? We go our own way. Yes. Yes. We'll go through that door, and if we disappear forever, it won't be your fault. It will be ours. But yes, I don't think we'll disappear forever. We are back. Would you stop being such a clown, Galvatron? I find a way. Like, for instance, those newer Jurassic Park movies, the Jurassic World movies, they're just not very good. None of them. They keep forgetting what makes dinosaurs cool. It isn't just the eye candy. It's the fact that it's a funhouse ride. They kind of lost that somewhere back there. And somehow this makes sense to you? Okay.
Okay, this is screwy. What's going on? How come I'm back to being a cat? There was some sort of other transformer in the other timeline. Okay, this is screwy. I don't like it. It's really weird. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you guys. Huh. One of you is back to being a cat, too. What? I'm me again. I'm sexy again. I'm beautiful again. As a Beast Wars version of myself. Oh my. Yes. Well, anyway. I have a large cat head now, sticking right out of my chest, like you do. It's weird. At least the boys won't be staring at my mammalian protuberances anymore. Lest they bite them with the head. That would be weird. But look at this. How are you alive?
I'm not sure, but I think we're astronauts on some kind of Star Trek. Except it's not Star Trek, it's Transformers. Yeah. Of course, yes, I'm the other universe wolfy guy. I'm not a wolf here, though. That's weird that it didn't change me back to a wolf. I'm back to being the guy I was in the other timeline. That is bizarre. I don't know. Something's screwy going on here. I seem to be some sort of echo. A memory. Your memory. Or someone else here in the room. Yeah. I should be a wolf, but I'm still a jet.
And I remember being a Red Wing and the other Artie. A Decepticon and an Autobot. I'm very confused, but very excited. So, the other timeline, I was sort of cat-like. I was you over there. Oh dear. My Beast Wars self became the other lady. It made me trans. But I was a hero of legend, a hero of yore. Songs will be sung about the glories of the cat version of Red Wing in the other universe. Or maybe the Decepticons will sing of the version of Red Wing from their universe. It makes no matter. Since we're all memories of one particular person in the room. Why, Cavalier's Artemis Prime, of course. The Princess Artemis herself. Yes. The Trans-Tector and Guardian of things, stories, legend. The Terran, in a sense. How long have I been gone? Too long, soul sister. Too long. It appears that the line between Maximals and Predacons, Autobots and Decepticons, was blurred, as some of us have transformed into the next generation, while some of us have a memory of generations into the future we did not know about. It is very confusing. It's like we're all separate toy lines. Over the years, yes. Only decades, but to Transformers it should be millions of years. We would be an ancient society if that was the case. But no, it makes no sense. Ever since the Autobots crash-landed, and the Decepticons crash-landed on the Earth, allegedly 4 million years ago, and were awakened in the year 1984 when Mount Saskatchewan erupted, also known as Mount St. Helens, in Oregon. Yeah. But yes, or was Washington? One of those states. Anyway, yes. Isn't that something? But now that we're here, and we're the memories of one of you in the room, not sure which one.
You not memories of me, a little swoop. Not sure how we go here. Dinobots and mini Dinobots board space station. No one was here. I was transported here just now. Me mini swoop clever. In some timelines, I'm a female swoop, but in the OG one, I'm a male swoop. I'm okay with that. Since our vault coders could be just switched immediately and we could just be male or female, Transformers can do that. But not Trans-Tectors. Yes. Those are humans inside Transformer body shells. They're like headmasters, target masters, breast masters, brain masters, all the masters. God Gingrai, that kind of thing. No. Even the alternate Galvatron of both timelines. I think they were just here. Some of them were. Just missed them.
I, Princess Artemis, Artemis Prime, girlfriend of Cavalier, passionless hip thrust, glorious shipper of Transformers fanfic. Yes, my legend is on a par with some of the greats. Rob Powers, Rob Jung, that kind of thing. The very beginning of the Alt Transformers Mush stories started with the glorious story that was Alt Corrosion of War Without End. Yes, the corrosion of War Without End. The Alt Transformers Mush. It all started with Alt Transformers Mush, when Powers' script, he was a Terran, was chosen as the pilot sort of miniseries, 7 episodes, adapted from one of his epic stories. Basically his main epic story, really. Yes, 7 of them. Since then, other epic stories were written. Those of Von Lean and like. And me. I wrote one as well. However, mine was 5 parts. They split it into a 3-part miniseries movie, but yes. But yes. Almost as big. Yes. And this is not really a cameo by that character. This is just my transtector who knows all this stuff. Because she's real smart. Yes. And yes, let's see what else is that. Oh yes, the other legends, like Belinda Kelly, Bloodcrow from Australia, who wrote glorious stories about Andraxis, and Andraxis Commander. Yes, who else? If I'm missing anyone, it's fine. I mean, yeah, Bunlean and the other. I know I'm missing at least one other in there. Bobby Carruthers, that's right, Bobby Carruthers as well. And Rob Jones, yes. Just, I thought you should know that, because it's funny. Yeah. I'm going to reference all Transformers Mush in here. Even though technically my character is a Laser Optimus Prime from the Legacy timeline. Technically G2. Which means Megatron's probably around here somewhere. Yeah. I suppose, now that I think about it, does that make Scout from the other story basically a version of Cavalier? It kind of does, doesn't it? I hadn't thought of that. Just until now. and the 2 bad guys that were killed off at the end of the story. Because the Primes intervened. Yes, because the Beast Wars timeline had to happen as it should, you see. They couldn't be in 2 places at once. Well, yes. Did they actually not really die either? Just one of those Prime tests. That would be kind of funny and kind of annoying. But that's usually a neat way for them to MacGuffin their way out of a story. Yeah. And this clearly had some loose ends to tie up. And we came to help. Let's move out. Where are we going to move out to? Yes. But we can move out, sure. Find the rest of the Dinobots. They could be the key to this mystery. Let's move out.
Oh no. No. I see our attempts to repair the time stream have fractured, and the station is now the apex of some sort of interdimensional time warp or something. Either that, or all in some sort of weird nexus thing. A shared hallucination. Not a dream, but yes. It would be very confusing for us robots. But you see, if we're millions of years old, it kind of makes sense. Or if we're not, or such our sparks are, I guess. It never was quite clear on that. Yes. What? Impossible. When we received the distress signal from space, I was not expecting to find you here, or expecting to travel backward in time. But clearly I have, and I'm no longer where I was. Or have I traveled forward in time? They never explained that Beast Wars thing properly. So I tend to think the timeline is actually that the Beast Wars, even though it was the ancient past and also the present, that it was the present the whole time. They were just screwing with them. They weren't really in the ancient past. I mean, come on. Yeah, they just made other Transformers on Cybertron 300 years later. That makes a whole lot more sense that way. And I'm, of course, a Mastodon Prime. I'm a big convoy. Ha! And that Leo convoy in one timeline is my son, which makes no sense, but I was kind of an absentee father. So I guess that's kind of funny, too. My other self was that? I apologize. Anyway.
Wait a minute. How'd I get here? I found those other Decepticon guys, and you guys, and then I went into this other room with them, and now I ended up in this room. Yeah. Huh. Oh well. Well, I'm Artemis, or Princess Artemis. Yeah. Terran, in this transector. Yeah. And I wrote some stories many years ago that this entity has, Calcat entity, has latched onto and is using as script fodder. Here I'm just in the story because, sure, I'm here. And, why not? I'm in someone's memories, though, from somewhere. And, yeah, that's why.
Me Grimlock here. Me crush through wall. Me Grimlock find things that are weird and twisted here. Me was with strange creature, Transdector from 22nd century. But she disappeared and I come here. Me Grimlock wonder what going on. And smash through walls, destroy things. Wait a minute. If Lion Guy is here, then that mean he not in control. Oh no. So we're being duped by others similar to us. Me Grimlock, strange. Maybe they all after the energon spheres the whole time. Me could transform into dinosaur, but me don't want to. Arms too tiny in T-Rex mode. This mode I can smash. Yes. Yes. Well, you see, we had the power of the primes from the power matrix things in the Scythe of Destiny, but really, you guys probably, you probably never left that planet. You're probably still there. Either that or the station is some sort of time-space apex. All of creation. And you left the planet. I'm not sure. Clearly the Decepticons were after something. Those energon rocks can do that, you know. They can mess with space-time or mess with different protoforms. They can even make different forms and transtectors and things. They can do that too. They can duplicate you as well. Because the Rosmocom power is like that. It can duplicate you. Not sure why they gave all the credit to Rosmocom, the alleged first wife of Strawberg. But, or yes, of Gorky, Strawberg's other, Allison King was the official one. Allison Strawberg, it was the later, the official one. Anyway, didn't make sense. They weren't really dating in real life. Anyway. So this universe is screwy, and you must find a way out. Yes. But I do think it's still wrapped around from the other story, and you have left it and come to the station, now that I think about it. Yes, but the station is part of the... We were drawn here, part of the destiny device. In other words, there's still a mission to solve here. Whatever it is, even the Dinobots should be able to figure it out. I hope. Little Swoop smart. Me little Swoop smart. We find spheres, we find way out. Yes. Me Grimlock find strange spheres. Me Grimlock will find Scythe of Destiny too. Come, we go, we find. And if we don't find, we smash. Cut. Action. What? What? How did I get here? Oh no, not again. Not you guys. Look, I didn't mean to do all that stuff that I was doing in that other timeline. Even if it was the other timeline. Come on now. This is screwy. And we got this thing. Yeah. It's in a weird space station. Keep getting kicked around in here and stuff. It's weird stuff. Where'd the other guys go? I don't know. It's like we're still on that planet. I hope we're not still on that planet. That'd be screwy. And the Terrans are helping us. There's supposed to be some kind of thing they're supposed to do to solve all this, and we're just kind of in the background. Yeah, because that'd be screwy. Very screwy. Yeah, real screwy.
Springer, it is screwy. But not for the reasons you think. I, of course, am not just the Queen Lady. No. I seem to have the memories and personality of another character. A legendary character from before the times past. Oh, not just the Queen Lady. Oh, no. A long-lost character that keeps appearing in these shows. Perhaps I'm some sort of cousin to her. Yes. A part of me still retains the memories, even in Beast Wars time, of Cavalier. That's her name, isn't it? Maybe Cyrac? Her human name. Her friend's human name. Interesting. Yes. A memory. An echo. Although I don't think this person actually knows Calicat, or the amazing space mush thing. I think she'd approve, though. Yes. Cavalier? Cavalier? How's that possible? You can't be Cavalier. You were here before the other stuff was here. In order for you to be Cavalier, you would have known the other stuff, right? Isn't that right? I mean, you would have had to. Not necessarily. This other universe that sometimes comes adjacent to ours is called the Starship Locations timeline. And like this timeline, their thoughts manifest reality. And anybody that comes in some sort of contact with the entities and the primes, as you probably would refer to them as the primes, they become intertwined and can pass on information to each other via the multi-user shared hallucination, the mush. And in doing so, they become part of the lexicon as well, like a vast storehouse. So it isn't just the covenant of Primus. It is the very nature of the World Wide Web, and its ability to put Transformers fans and connect them together, even if they cover vast distances of time, and all the universes together. I understand this now, which is why in this timeline there will be no Invid invasion. Why bother? As energy beings, the Invid now can go wherever they want and do whatever they want. They have unlimited energy. They can leave to other planets and other solar systems. Why Earth? Earth wasn't special. Earth is only special because that's where the mush started. That's where the Transformers started. As long as the fans keep the destiny going, that's where it goes. Yes.
Oh, me sludge understand. Dinobots were Terrans. Dinobots were created on Earth. In the Generation 1, as they call it. Yes, some of you are later in time. You beast formers appear to be from the Beast Wars timeline, which is both the future and the past. Beast Wars started 300 years after 1999. Well, 96, roughly, I guess. And when it did, 96. So it was 2396, basically. Yes, 2396 or 2296. Would have been 2296, technically. But they always say it's 300 years out. So they're saying, yeah, it's confusing. So I say it's 2396. It's probably closer to the beginning of the end of the Great War and all that. Yeah. Other more intellectual transformers would say such things. Me sluts not know them, of course. Ah, yes. It confusing, timey-wimey stuff. But yes, universe, Beast Wars. I think Beast Wars universe ended in 1999 with Beast Machines, and that's when it ended. That makes it all make sense. Beast Machines. Oh, and then other Armada saga begin in 2002. And then Michael Bay's saga in 2007. And it's other timelines. Already a multiverse. Siege started with games in 2012 or so, after Prime. Transformers Prime. At least I think. I think they're giving me more lines because they figured I can't just say me snarl or me sludge or me slag or other Dinobot all the time. Is this place boosting your intelligence or are you some sort of figment? Either would be kind of screwy. But then again, I've been saying that lately.
Springer, the Scythe of Destiny, should not be used to bring back the dead. That really didn't happen, you know. It couldn't have. I mean, you didn't really go back in time and bring me back. It was part of the simulation. It's just all some sort of weird trick. It's probably those Prime people. I can't be sure on that, whether it's the Prime people, but it probably is. Yeah, now there's two of us. Yeah, that makes two of us. Yeah. You see, you weren't supposed to be here at the end of the story. Yeah, it's supposed to be me. But you're here now, so that means us. Also, what's kind of screwy is I'm a Transtector as well. From the Robotech timeline. Yeah. Dana Sterling. Yeah, Dana Sterling. Yeah, I decided to come and visit you guys. To me, it's the future from where I'm from. I'm in RC's head, I guess. Yeah, Transtector. And yeah, it's the early 2040s, and they sent me back in space-time to make contact with this universe for some reason. Yeah, Dana Sterling. Yeah, so when I came back through the warp thing, it wasn't actually, it wasn't really bringing back the dead. It was just me. Yeah. Now let's try and figure this out. Because the Robotech timeline is connected to the Transtech timeline. It's connected to all the other timelines. And yeah, and from our perspective, we already got back in space. So we're already back.
Yes, Springer from the other timeline. Must be what's going on. A weird sort of interdimensional game of chance. Being played by some aliens. Maybe the Invid lady. But maybe not. She seems to be rather perplexed and surprised. It's probably not her.
If you are a version of Cavalier, very well. If you're somehow a version of Cavalier, or some manifestation of my mind, that's interesting. We'd really like bringing back the deceased. But not exactly, because it's the mush. It just thinks they're still around. The legends of those stories that we wrote so long ago. That was in 2008 was the last one. That was quite a long time ago. Yeah, so... yeah. We didn't write them with this Calicat person. The entity that's probably the Prime that's probably running all this. No, we didn't write it with him. We just wrote a story and he adapted it. That's most of the mush is like that. But yeah, that's fine that he did that. But yeah, he's been quite respectful to the universe. And it's all a timeline thingy. But yes, this room is all connected to the great whatever it is that on the other side, the space thing. Let's go find out if we can find a way out of here. Shall we? Very well. Very well. And we shall go try to find a way out of here. And as for the Dana Sterling character, she can come with us. Why not? It's part of Robotech, and I understand that. I am the Invid Queen. Also, I'm a future Invid Queen. Or at least I have the memories of the one from the 2040s. And it's gone back and forth through space-time. We're energy beings, right? Yes. I am the center of what that is. Let us go. This is not an invasion, but Invid. I keep saying that. But it's true. Let us go. And find the others.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This screwy timeline is starting to get even screwier. Is it a timeline, though? I suspect the station has cosmic powers and it's just messing with us. We gotta find the bridge and turn it off. Okay, where'd everybody go? Why are there a bunch of other guys now? With the exception of that Dana Sterling clone that was pretending to be my daughter. That's weird. In the form of RC and the other timeline. It's just odd.
Even an evil Decepticon isn't safe from her own sisterhood. Oh, no. But we're from two different timelines. I suppose not, but we're from two different timelines, so it doesn't matter. I wonder what our purpose here is. Are we just memories of someone else, or something more? Something to latch on to. The Earthspark timeline. I guess they just want to keep part of that going. We seem to be the only Earthspark people around here. Yes, the only ones they really liked were the breakout characters who were trans. Either that or just want to humiliate us. But I don't think they want to humiliate us. If I was a Decepticon, I would. I'm a Terran. I wouldn't want to be humiliated. I think what's going on is they just want to have us exist. By having us in the story, we exist. We're different. And that's a good thing. We exist. Therefore, we continue to exist. Even if one of us was programmed to be evil by the Decepticons, I'm not really. Yes, it's a state of mind. It's not like some silly possession movie. No. We can be programmed to be whatever. Yeah, it's silly. It's programming. You're not born good or evil. You just, you learn that. I see. Well, as Bumblebee, I can understand the resurrection part, and why that was a little confusing earlier on during the Alt Transformers Much timeline. Yeah, they downloaded the memories and personality of my deceased sister into a transformer, a Bumblebee. I'm another one of them. But I'm not actually deceased. I'm a transtector. I am, Jenna McLeod in the story. Yeah, I'm not going to explain it. I don't have to. It's best not to over-explain it. Just let things happen as they will. I'm here to try and solve this weird conundrum in this other dimension. Because if our thoughts manifest reality like in the Starship Locations universe, then, we are nigh immortal in some ways. Interesting. I'm Miko from the Transformers Prime timeline. In this transtector of Crasher. I didn't necessarily kill her, though. That'd be screwy. I don't do that kind of thing. No. And I see I meet you once again, Bumblebee McLeod. Yeah. That didn't take long. I'm not even sure if weeks had passed during the interrogation part, or before, on the way to the planet. It's not really clear whether that actually happened, or whether they're still part of the trial. Well, as another transtector, as Dana Sterling, I have some sensory powers because I'm half Centrati. And I know that's silly, but I do. And so, I suspect that before they had when they were doing the interrogation on you guys, that, there had to be a trial and then punishment. This is the punishment. Punishment phase, yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah, you guys are gonna wander forever. Unless we figure out a way out of this. But we can, because I'm Dana Sterling, the daughter of a genius and a space Amazon, basically. Yes, the Zentradi lady, Miria Sterling. Miria Perina. I don't think anybody would have made that connection, Dana. Anyway, we should try to figure out a way out of here. I'm sure there is one. And if this is the imprisonment, then what's the point? Hold us here until the authorities show up. Who would the authorities be? The Autobots and Decepticons? Didn't they go to move that planet thing? Who's to say they are even coming back? Are we just on our own? What's going on? Was it like when the old Transformers mush stopped and a bunch of them went on to do other things? Some of them stayed behind like man-children and continued to do it. It's like the times that many of them were multiple people on the mush and tried to make it look like it was bigger. Yeah, I think case in point, the Cat Hazel guy who is duplicating himself to be all over the thing. A lot of them did that. They would be like, oh yeah, I'm here and there and everywhere. Yeah, Transformers Prime, for instance, it's sort of a duplicate of the other stuff. Yeah, we are what we think. Our thoughts create the reality. I like that. And you know, the Marshall Sportiest people, the Junk Swan, we're not the first people to think of that. It's actually stolen from some 80s movies. Yeah, isn't that the plot of the Never-Ending Story? Well, I'm glad I was not in the Marshall Sportiest cult. That sounds silly. But yes, we did find the alien device. It's right in front of us. And, we can use it to find our way out. I think. I don't think it's a Prime device. It looks like a Robotech device. So let's get it and find out what's going on.
Me snarl find others. Me snarl talk about Beast Wars. From my perspective, Beast Wars should have taken place in 2390s, because then it can line up with the Starship locations. Doesn't have to, but it kind of makes more sense that it's 300 years after 2006 and 2008, and that the Transformers Wars would have ended in 2020 roughly, and then it would be like some years after that. And the change to Maximal and Predacon would have been like 2027. Me snarl think. That would make more sense. Fits in the timeline better. Align continuity. And of course, that's different. The comic books are different. Like, for instance, the appearance of some of the Autobots and Decepticons who switched sides in some of the comic books. Why is that here? Oh, well, I guess their thoughts created reality. And of course, I suddenly giving more lines in this one. Because it's not just, oh, me snarl a lot. I gotta be doing something in here. A plot. Yeah. Me snarl think. I wonder if, snarl. Are the Dinobots getting smarter? Or are we becoming dumber? No offense. We should find a way out of here. I don't know what that space device does, but you guys probably shouldn't mess with it.
I'm the 2040s Dana Sterling. I'm an adult Springer from the other timeline. Anyway, I was an adult by 2030, but yeah, in that timeline. Yeah, it's kind of confusing where Dana Sterling comes from. And there's a reason for that. I can explain it a little bit, if you like. You don't? But I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay. Robotech, the Macross Saga, was originally 3 discrete series by a Japanese animator, artist, and anime people in the 80s. There was the Macross Saga, there was Space Cavalry Southern Cross, and Space Climber Matsupieda. 3 completely different series. The original concept was for Macross to have a spaceship space war between the humans and the Zentradi, and stop there. Space Cavalry Southern Cross took place on another planet, a completely other planet with twin moons and everything. And my character was based on this sort of French character that was on the planet. It was this sort of retcon to another person's name, and this other planet, Planet Glory, in the story, Planet Glory. And it was in the distant future, in the 22nd century, actually, kind of tied to you over there, in a way. Crasher. Yeah, so that was a different one. And the Robotech Masters were part of that, but they were called the Zor Lords. Maybe you heard of them in the Transformers lore as well. There are Zor Lords, due to the Space Bridge mix-up some years ago in 2015, where that branched off. And then 2018, where it branched again and tried to come back together, because that's what space-time does. And so we have, yeah, that story was the Robotech Masters, the Zor Lords. They wanted to get the Flowers of Life on the planet. Well, it's not connected to protoculture. It was just the Flowers of Life they were looking for. And once they found them, then they were going to, stop it. And contrary to rumor and conjecture, in that story, Zor does not impregnate Dana Sterling at all, at any point. It's just, yeah, there was a kiss. That's all that happened at the end, and then he blew up. Yes. So after me, that one comes. I wasn't originally supposed to be the daughter of Max and Miria. I was just this other girl from Planet Glory. Yeah. It was kind of a colonizer story. They were basically, the colonizers were stealing the planet from the human colonizers were stealing the planet from the Zorlords. Yeah. Then there's the third one, Metsapeta, Space Climber Metsapeta. The third one took place on a devastated Earth that had been taken over by the Inbit. We're doing evolution experiments similar to the Inbit, and in that one, the same people did the other two. There were the lobster-like Inbit alien drones, and there was mainly a queen and three other guys took over the whole planet. Kind of like the Transformers, so there's a little bit of a crossover there. Transformers also started as Diaclone and Machine Robo and a bunch of other stuff, Mechamina and stuff. Yes, but Space Climber Metsapeta was the third discrete series, and it was called the Invid Invasion. Scott Bernard and Stig Bernard in that version, and the crew defending the Earth. They weren't from Rick Hunter's expedition originally. They were from their own. They're from Mars Division. They came from Mars. The Jupiter section came later. They were not from Rick Hunter's expedition. They were Jupiter section. Just so you know. And, and it was just a different group. In the American version, Carl Masek and Armin Argama and the Robotech people made it into Robotech. Took the three series and stuck them together. The 1985 premiere of Robotech. They around the same time as Transformers. Transformers was just a little bit before, 84, and around the same time. In no relation to Voltron, but similar in some ways. So they combined the three series. They made them into Macross Saga with Robotech people, and then New Generation, Space Climber Southern Cross and New Generation. That's right. Southern Cross was Dana Sterling generation, technically a new generation. Took place in the 2020s. Robotech took place in the 2010s, 2009 to 2012. The second one took place in the late 2020s, like 2026, 2027. Right now, actually. After the SDF-3 had left, so it was gone. SDF-3 in that timeline left in 2022, whereas the one in your timeline left in 2023. A little bit later, late 2023. But yes, is on its space mission to those planets from the story. But it's all changed because the timeline's changed. Now, another thing that was goofy about Robotech is the infamous cliffhanger ending they never got around to, the Rick Hunter ending. And as the legend goes, the cliffhanger ending goes, at the end of the Invid Invasion was connected to the other two, the Southern Cross. The Invid Invasion was supposed to be a full generation later called the New Generation, Space Climber Metsapeta. And it was all connected to the protoculture, the Flowers of Life, and all that. But originally, it was not supposed to be protoculture that was a fuel. The Inbit were after the Inbit essence of the planet, and they wanted to do experiments. It had nothing to do with the Flowers of Life or the protoculture. It was just they wanted the evolution power of Earth, the Gaia force, basically. Whereas Robotech, or Macross, the original one, originally wanted protoculture, wasn't a fuel either. Protoculture was just culture, early culture. And early culture was freaking out the Zentradi because they were diaspora. They were split in half between males on one side, females on the other, having a war. They had to come together. And I don't know how that would work, but it somehow did. So there was like this Masters saga, they're after the protoculture and Robotech, but they weren't originally. And then they invaded after the protoculture again. They weren't really. And now, in the American version, the Rick Hunter's expeditionary force was supposed to come home and never did. The story ends with the Invid leaving the Earth to go find another planet, and boom, and that's done. And they were still going to go out and look for Hunter. They tried other series and other timelines, like Shadow Children and all that, Shadow Chronicles, and they didn't ever technically. Well, then the fans took over. Most notably, this Cal Cat guy in Transformers Meets Robotech. But that's another story, and it's already been told. In Transformers Meets Robotech, we find out how the SDF-3 kept disappearing in and out of space-time in the 2010s and 2020s. It's because it was going to visit us, the Transformers, in the Transformers universe. And once it was returned to its universe, reappeared in the 2040s in its own timeline in Space Bridge. And Rick Hunter gets home at the end of Transtech, and he's in Space Bridge, and then he gets home. And then the universe was changed forever. That leads to the mush and all the other stuff that's here. Thank you for my long speech. It was fun. There's my Robotech diatribe. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good recap, kid. And can we get out of here? This is kind of weird. Because, like, technically I would be Max Sterling and you would be Dana. But I'm not. Obviously, I'm not a genius like Max Sterling was. No. So, yeah, Rick Hunter gets home in that other timeline. Oh, that's interesting. Now, the fans fixed it. The Robotech people couldn't fix it. The fans did it. And one of the only known fan film series to have done that is Transformers Meets Robotech. Only known fan series. Actually, not only that, they did a spin-off called the Shadow Chronicles, Shadow Children, The Shadow's Return, and they made that make sense in that other Space Bridge timeline. Yeah, so they made it make sense. Yeah, and we are the result of that multiverse. Isn't that bizarre? Direct descendants. Please, Snarl. Me Snarl, Studio Series Snarl. All big Dinobots here, Studio Series mini masterpiece. Yes, because they didn't make like masterpiece of all of them, so just. But yes, from the movie, well, we Dinobots will solve mystery, and it's cool. We got a backstory of Robotech, continue stories of Terrans, I suppose. Terrans, awesome. They come from Earth, you see. But I don't know too many story of them. And GoBots were eventually bought up by the Transformers in the 1990s. So they technically, they were a rival toy line. Yes. But this is the price of the Terrans. Title drop. To know these things. Yes. Dun, 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 dun.
I am a stealth bumblebee. I am also a night racer. I was in the Transtech timeline, and also I reappeared in the other timelines. I was present in one of the invasion storylines as well. They found me on the planet, on the Titan ship, on the planet. Yes, I was found there, near Scott Bernard, from that timeline. So I know about the Robotech stuff and the Transtech stuff. It led to the 2015-2016 split that led to Space Bridge and all that stuff. So I know these things, yes. And I'm here. Night Racer. Actual manifest real Night Racer. Named after the infamous character invented by Raksha. Yes. And there's been several Raksha. She's actually more famous in these stories than she should be in the other stories. She only did actually like in terms of the lexicon, the Transformers mush. She only did a few stories. She did like maybe a handful of them, but her character was so liked in those few stories that the character ended up in a bunch of other stories from her friends. Well, they might have actually been her with pseudonyms, but yes, her friends. So yes, Night Racer was brought into all Transformers Mush, a little blue one as well, and there were other versions of Night Racer all over the timeline, and even to the point of the TG Omega channel as well. He actually mentioned it. Yes. Night Racer was originally a Bumblebee repaint that was the kind of a blue, dark blue and gold in the 1994 BotCon convention. A BotCon exclusive toy. Yes. Yeah, so that's cool. Also, yeah, and in this version, there's been versions of her that mated and had offspring, and then they had offspring. And then, yes, there was Rakshas and Rakshis and all sorts of other offspring of them, even though Raksha was the creator of the whole thing. Versions of Raksha herself have showed up in the timeline as well, looking like one of the daughters, and then looking like one of the granddaughters, too. And so there's been a lot of goofiness there. Even though the original Raksha doesn't really have any children, I don't think. I don't think the original does. The human that it's based on. But yes, her thoughts created reality, and her characters took on a life of their own across space and time. And I'm here. Yes, I'm the cliff jumper version of Michael Bay Bumblebee. I'm very similar to her. She's like my twin sister. Yes, if there were sisters of us. Yes, it's only because the sideswipe guy is crap as a toy and his head fell off. Yes, and that goes for the robot too. His head fell off. Yes, so we are here to break the fourth wall. But no, we are here because they dragged us here. We're just here, and yes, I was hoping you could help me get out of here, my sister in arms. Decepticon from my own brotherhood. Yes, Decepticon can save us. Yes, maybe Autobots can save me from my own sisterhood. This quote is actually from the Trans movie, the Calcat Trans movie, which you can't actually see the dialogue of any of those. They're all commentary tracks, because they used music in it. Yes, actual like music on a boombox in the 80s. And yeah, the dialogue, he explains what's going on, but yes, in the current time period, yes, in the 2020s. But no, those stories aired in the 80s. He was doing fan films before anyone else was doing fan films of Transformers and shipping them. Like, literally before any of the other ones. It's kind of amazing. In the months before Transformers the movie itself came out, 40 years ago, he was 15. He was doing fan films with the video camera and the action figures. Doing this right now in his room in the Bay Area, and also the Carta spin-off and all that other stuff. That the early Trans series. It's called Trans. He shortened Transformers to Trans, not because of transsexuals, but because he just shortened it, thinking, oh, maybe the copyright people wouldn't notice. He's just 15. He was 15. It's like no one's going to steal your. No one's going to get. You're not getting in trouble. You're not going to get in trouble. It's silly. Yes, playing with your action figures. But yes, so we continued with that, and then there was a sequel in the 90s, Trans 2, Intergalactic Guardians, but that was taken, so Trans 2. And then they decided to, Cat and Mark's Cards decided to do an ambitious other spin-off later on in the 2000s. That was called Transformers Meet Robotech. Transformers Meet Robotech was a remake of the whole thing, so it was update, remake, miniseries. Three discrete movies that were supposed to be originally just 2 hours long each, but they ended up being longer than that, and there were 24 half-hour episodes, so they were roughly 3 hours each, because of the way the scripts were put out. So we've been doing those for years too. But yes, but in the end, that's the thing, the Transformers Mush later on. Okay, all Transformers Mush was around the same time period as when that started, so the late 90s, early 2000s. During that, there was a guy named Adamacon. And there was Calicat and Chimera and a bunch of other people on there. Adamacon was just a pseudonym of him. Yes. And that character was also used by other people and stuff. And Carta was used by other people and stuff. Some of the other names were used by other legends and stuff. The original videos that were aired in the 80s introduced such interesting things as the Requiem Blaster and the saber sword as well. And the shield as well. All that. It's in there. Before the Transformers introduced it. Yeah. So like his Star Trek stuff, where it crosses over, cross it in there. Yeah, the Requiem Blaster was said to be, like a big cannon. thing. It's that Skyfire wielded in his version. Yes. And the shield and the sword were there too. And, they weren't necessarily called the Skyboom shield and the dark saber and the saber sword. They were called something else. But yes, they were close enough. You could say, oh yeah. But yes, they're very interesting. So we have definitely the Requiem Blast, and definitely that term is right out of the trans series. Put it in the lexicon. It's also possible he had access to the Hasbro book at the time, in the 80s, but he would have been 15. I seriously doubt that. So, anyway, yes. Yes, his thoughts create reality, yes. But not death of Optimus Prime, no. Duke's in a coma, yes. Not death of Optimus Prime, yes. And then the Armada saga was after that. The Beast Wars saga was in the 90s. That started after. There was actually a low point in the series where between 1992 and Transformers Generation 2 utterly failing, and the Beast Wars, like about 4 years, where there's nothing. It was a hiatus period. There was nothing. In Japan it continued, but not here. Yes. So yeah, there was the final adventure was kind of a dark one in the series. I saw that too, and that kind of thing. And there was a Till Aller 1 as well. Of course, a lot of people did those. 2 or 3 different authors did a Till Aller 1. Till Aller 1 is the term that into the movie that they used. Yeah, that's kind of cool though. Yeah. So that's your backstory stuff. This is your meat in the stuff. But yeah, interesting. Yes. So.
Me slag say. There was a slag back then, too, who lost his tail. They had to find it. They never did. They made him a fake tail. He was a toy, though. Those fan films are very entertaining. Even if he had to voice over the whole thing, just to keep from the music that he used from the other timeline. Yes, literally like music from various other shows and stuff that over a boombox. Yeah, they sounded terrible. But yes, in the 90s, and after Batman came out in '89 and Jurassic Park came out in 1993, that music was in there, and they had to take that out of Trans 2 as well. It's just like. And there was a version of the Transformers meets Robotech Season 1, or Movie 1, where they had to it was completely redubbed to go up on YouTube because they had to take out the video. They completely redid it from the video, so they would get the music from other sources out of there, from various rock bands that were going to be in there. That couldn't be in there. So I took that out, and they put in Calicat music. And then when they released the YouTube version of that, it's Calicat music. Yeah. I know this.
Trans, like Transformers. Oh, that's silly. All he did is shorten it. Okay, he was 15. But forgive him for that. But yes, he is the grandfather of Transformers fan films, if indeed he was making them in the 1980s during the show. I don't think anybody else was doing that back then. Wow. And then to go on to the Mush, to be on that as well, in the 2000s when he was in his early 30s, I guess. Yeah. That also would have been interesting. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, most of these people probably were in their 30s at the time. Some of them are younger, but yeah, the old Transformers people. You can tell. And you can tell if they had a little bit of experience writing, that the stories were good, used them. And gave them credit in his stories, in the Mush re-releases. 20 years later for many of them. 25 years later now for a lot of them. Yeah, so awesome. Most of them are out, so go and see them. They're awesome. I'm plugging my own stories in this fan film.
Well, I would comment that this is all like a toy commercial, but the show was, so there you go. Yeah. I think it's funny that one of my first lines was from the movie, except the other Springer, I guess. I'm actually from Siege. Anyway, the other Springer said, "Gotta do better things to do tonight than die." Yeah. What a fun thing to say. Yeah. How emo of me. In 1986. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we should probably try to figure out a way out of this. Before we go mad from being in this weird realm. Where things are weird. Yeah, I should get it going then. Maybe we can gather up those spheres and try to figure out a way out. Maybe we never gathered the spheres. I hadn't thought of that. I just thought of it now. Sort of like how when the Autobots made some of the Dinobots pick up post holes. And then two of the Transformers, or random other guys that were on the planet, went out into space without spacesuits. They went crazy. And then the next thing I remember was waking up. Weird. Something screwy going on here. Universal weirdness, yeah. Oh, no. Yes and no. Dragon Megatron does not like this particular thing. This is screwy. As the Autobots were saying. Very, yes. This alien weapon is not actually doing anything. And here we are. I guess that's what a MacGuffin is. Yes. Yes, I was thinking of things from the era 40-some Earth years in the past, from this timeline's perspective. But that Autobot pact, the Decepticon pact. They were kind of like the Predacons. They kind of were.
Dragon Megatron, don't be absurd. He couldn't have thought of everything. She's on the same wavelength with us. Yes. The pact is in my data tracks. I remember it. There were some of us Seekers and some Autobots led by Jetfire or Skyfire. They called him several things. They also like to use the term myriad in there as well. Group. They thought that was cool. Yes. Cats and cards, I guess. Yeah. I think it was a little before cards, actually. Wasn't it? No, it was. Cards was around. Yes, in the background. Yes. Anyway, so, yes, and back then, the other main character was David. Yes. David, Frederick the Racker character. David Brown. Cal Cat's nephew. Oldest nephew. Yes. Interesting. Well, it had no relevance, though, because he left, and then he finished it without him. The nephew left, and he finished without him. Yes, yeah. Yes, from their perspective, the Transformers the movie hadn't happened yet when they did the first one, back in 1986. But then the movie jumped to the year 2005, messing up the timeline for the first time, kicking everything 19 years into the future, a future that had not been written yet. The third season took place after that. Yes, enough treatise on past, though. Well, there was a brief period in the 1990s where after Generation 2 failed, there wasn't anything going on, and then the Beast Wars started after that. Yes. Ah, the Starscream. You were murked by Galvatron when he came back. That must have been fun. Yes. Oh, well.
I found some of you guys, but you're not the guys I was looking for. Except for Swoop over there. He was there earlier. Huh. Okay, the whatever entity is messing with us is probably using that device to transport us through space and time. But Draco Megs dropped it on the floor and probably broke it. He probably broke it. Yeah.
Me swoops say if Draco Megs didn't do it, and the other primes didn't do it, and those weird ethereal things didn't do it, who did it? I don't know. Very curious. Strange. Mini Snarl think that we should go find the other Dinobots. They are smart. Yes, we should not be split up like this. We should go.
Seems that every time it seems that every time we try not to split up, we're split up more. I wonder if we should just split up and see what happens. Can't follow all of us. Might be a good idea. I don't know. As for our show, Earthspark, they copped out in the final season and a half. And they're like, oh, my character is just not going to mention her identity for whatever reason, because we're afraid to, because it's a kiddie cartoon. And I'm sure the right-wingers are watching it. It's ridiculous. Like, no, they're not. They hadn't even seen the show yet. They were already complaining about a character they weren't introduced to yet. Ridiculous. And then when it actually happened, it was a year later, and they didn't bark then. So, yeah. It's ridiculous. And the people that were complaining, well, one or two of them at least, had really weird kinks anyway, so I don't know what they were on about. One of the particular pundits, in fact, on the TV, he was into M&Ms. Like, he was really fixated on green M&Ms. Because apparently he thought he was a schoolboy, and the green M&M is supposed to be horny, so that wasn't horny enough for him. Weird guy. He thinks we Transformers are weird. He's really weird. Yeah, look who's talking, as they say, as they used to say. Yeah, we're not weird. You are. I just thought I'd mention all that. All that fuss over our show, which had other reasons for being weird, because our show was like, okay, set on the East Coast, and the Transformers had a different backstory. It's more like the comic books, the later comic books, and Megatron was a good guy because he got trapped on Earth. Space bridges didn't work the same way, and the rest of the Decepticons were led by Ghost, an evil organization. And they weren't really ghosts; they just called themselves that. And then this Strawberg-like bad guy, he was in it. He was like running things, but then they killed him. But then he came back as a head instead of an ended-like thing. Like weird. Yeah, and they thought my character was off point. Bastards. Yeah, they didn't pay attention, apparently. Just thought I would ramble on about that. Watch my show. It's cool. Earthspark. Transformers Earthspark. It is our Terran duty to rise. Rise. If we're referencing the Earthrise from jokes from MGO, from the internet. But yes, rise. These rise, really, Lord. Earthrise. You really like that. The Earthrise spinoff. Anyway, so yeah. But that's not this. This is just me appearing here.
What is that little Transformer yammering about? How odd. Perhaps she is hyperactive. Oh well. Oh, is it they? I'm never quite clear on how that works. They, I guess. They are hyperactive. Yes. They are hyperactive. See, even I am LGBTQ friendly. Of course I am. I mean, look at me, obviously. Big, powerful dragon guy. But I'm a villain, though. So you have to make it a point to say that I'm not a villain because I'm friendly to them. I'm a villain because I'm evil as a Decepticon. There's nothing to do with gender and specifics. It's just that I'm a Decepticon. Yes, a Predacon, actually. A Predacon, yes. Well, an ancestor was a Decepticon. Yes, so, just note that it doesn't affect me any. So, I mean, oh my, giant dragon thing with a giant eyeball in the middle of his abdomen. Yes. And clearly, I swing all ways. Oh my. And I'm clearly a furry. I mean, yes, big dragon guy. Yes. Furry. I see. Anybody like dinosaurs is technically a furry too. And also, does that make the Predacons and the Maximals who were rebooted on Earth technically Terrans? I was just wondering about that. They'd be Terrans, wouldn't they? Yeah, I guess they kind of would be. Yeah. Swoop? I'm not sure. Probably not, because they were on the ship and they weren't turned into protoforms and then rebuilt. They were rebooted and combined into whatever they were going to be next as Maximals and Predacons. So I would say no, they technically were already there. Yes, so they're not really Terrans. Although some of them probably were. I mean, Tigerhawk probably was. He was a combiner kind of guy. Quick Switch probably technically was. Not pretty sure what to make of like Depth Charge and the other ones, but yes.
Stop encouraging him. He's just rambling on about stuff involving our ancestors who went to the Earth, the Pact thing. Yes. This is not directly a reference to that, though. We're just talking about it. At no point should this directly reference Trans from 40 years ago. The show, not the group, the show. It was just shortening Transformers. Yes, because it was a kid writing it originally. And he just wanted to make it not sound like he was ripping off the copyright to a show that they were never going to see over at Hasbro. Yes. Until, of course, they release in the 2020s of it on YouTube for free. Then they got to see it. Yeah. Yes. Well, we kind of are LGBTQ friendly without even knowing it. After all, my love-hate relationship with Megatron was clearly, well, a bromance, as they call it now. Oh, yes. I loved him. And I loved to hate him. Wanted him. Oh, my. Anyway, let's go find the others. Yes. Dinobots were in movie 2 of the Trans series, the Alicom. Yes, Dinobots were. So that's the reference. We're not going to do the Jetfire thing, because that would be really confusing, just to throw him in. So no, Dinobots. That's the thing. It's a Dinobot thing. So yeah, they're in there. Yeah, we're in there, that is. Let's move.
Huh. Hey, we came out the other side. Yeah, we're back in that large room. Oh, we can finally get out of here. Back to the ship. The landing bay's over that way. How do you know it's the landing bay, not part of whatever this is? It probably is part of what this is. It's just some weird test or something. Or a trial or something. How much of a trial, though, really, is it? It's not a punishment either, really. Probably more of a test than a trial. Maybe they just want their spheres back. It's a way of distracting us long enough for them to take them back from us. And I don't even know where the spheres are. So clearly they've already succeeded in taking them. Well, I'm okay with figuring out whether that is a launch bay or not. Just, let's get out of here. Shall we? That'd be a good idea. Yes, twin sister. From the other timeline. But how can we both exist in this time frame? It's odd. I haven't figured that out. I guess we do, though. Until someone decides to put one of us back. Well, we both belong here in some form or another. I wonder who's going to decide. Well, we both belong here somehow. I wonder who decides that.
No. It appears the aliens that we encountered were kind of pulling us into a different level or something.
Maybe it was part of their test, or the result of it. I don't know which. Or maybe this is the punishment, as you two speculate. Maybe it's just more testing there. Sounds like more testing. Sounds like this whole thing has been some sort of hypothesis, and they need to make it into a theory, which is a testable hypothesis. But in literary form, it's merely a established opinion. But here it's a testable hypothesis. We are, after all, Transformers, and some of us are robotic scientist Transformers.
Huh. How did I get in here? Oh well. Some of you are still zonked out behind me. I see. The scythe of destiny is in front of us, and none of us can wield it. Yes. None of us. I want to get out of here. This screwy place is confusing. I don't like it.
The scythe of destiny? The scythe of destiny can only be wielded by a prime. And I am a prime. Well, sort of. Yes. But I do not think it is the scythe that is doing this. One of us is doing this. I'm just not sure which one. But I will find out. Yes. I'm Vector Prime, from one of the other timelines. If this is a test, I know not of it, and I should know the other timelines. So, yes, whatever this is, it's something different. Yes. I'll keep a close eye on it. Stay together. There's no telling what crazy things are going to happen next. I'm the TJ Omega Thundercracker. I'm only called that because in my timeline, it's like the IDW comics, and I didn't know what else to call it except his idea. Guy from one of the Transformers fans. Yes. Yes. Not really, though. I'm just Thundercracker, and I'm confused. Well, I'm not confused in the sense of identity. I'm confused in the sense of allegiance and faction. Sometimes come off as an Autobot. Just to be more interesting. It's not really, but yes, for me, but well. What first generation ones need all the seekers we can get? Are you the one from the packed Autobots? Probably not. You look like you're from our timeline, from the Siege line. Yes, Siege line. But yes. You have to be a Decepticon. Yes. Hey. What is this man screwy now? He's straight away screwy. I can't believe it. It's really nuts. It's alright though. He's kind of screwy, but that's alright. You love him anyway. I'm a Skywarp. I should be able to figure out ways to go through space-time and everything. Somebody messed with my warp converter thing. They took it. And then they copied it. And they got the copy. So he's messing around with that. Gotta get out of here. Back to the others. Well, what am I even doing here? I wasn't even on the station originally. I come over before. We seekers should go seek something else. I think.
Yeah. Well, it's not the first time I've popped in and out of this story. Alright, then. We gotta figure out a way out of this. Stick together. That's what the aliens wanted us to stick together. But we keep separating. Something's messing with us. We gotta figure out what it is. Stop it. So let's move. Let's figure it out. Yeah, as soon as we do, we'll figure out what the other stuff is.
According to the data tracks of this timeline, Thundercracker was one of the first Decepticons in the Adventures of Terrans, the Transformers, the fan film series, where he
couldn't think of an original title, so he just cut the name in half. Well, he was 15. Anyway, but yes, cut the name in half, and I was one of the Decepticons, and Starscream was there too. Yeah. But yes, in the other timeline though, I'm not supposed to be the other guy. Siege one, clearly. Yeah. So yeah. Well, why don't we go find the others? Find out where they went. Me swoop find you. Not sure how. Remember packed stories too. Remember other version of swoop break immediately upon opening toy out of box. He broken. Oh, yes. Early generation 1 swoop toy kind of crap. That's why there aren't very many of them left. Newer ones better. We go. We find the others. Ooh, me slag stumbled across Requiem Blaster. Wielded by Megatronus. Ancient prime weapon. What it doing here? Not make any sense. Requiem Blaster was known even in the Trans era, in the that kids fanfic from 1986. Yes, very powerful weapon. I'm not sure. Yeah, if it was mentioned on the show, but he kind of knew what it was. Yeah, interesting. Powerful weapon, similar to Devastator's gun. Yes, in the Trans Tech series, a Devastator's gun was one of these. And he used it. He used it to blast Gorky out of his cannon, like he was firing him. Yes, he fired him out of his cannon. Yes. From the data tracks, that would have been Strawberg's former boss. Although there was no actual real Gorky in the story, he is kind of similar in name to a character from G.I. Joe. Although Strawberg apparently comes from Pine Hill. And he was not actually a supervillain. He was one of the other kids. He was kind of a dick and kind of weird. Yes, that's what it says here in the data tracks anyway. Yes. And for some reason, Strawberg was married to Allison, another girl from the cast, which he wasn't really from the school, but he wasn't really married to her. It was just in the story when he was Strawberg. They didn't really get married. They didn't even like each other. I guess he was trying to humiliate the villains that he knew at school. So he was like, what would happen if these two villains got together? And then I turned one of them into a Transformer cyborg, like a Borg, kind of. Psst, a giant kaiju one, in fact. Very strange. Sort of an early Carta, but also an early beast former. Interesting. He thought of everything. Yes, that's rather amuses me. The Pact were fighting the Autobot Pact. There was only like a handful of them fighting the Decepticons. A handful of them. Yes. Psst. Psst. And then Transformers movie happened and changed everything. So it had to go somewhere in another direction. So during the Alicom story, it was basically a rip-off of the Unicron battle, but with an SDF-3 as an Autobot. Strange. Data tracks are very odd on that one. But I don't think we'll learn any way to escape from looking at the data tracks here. No, I do not think it is going to help to look over the data tracks. We should try to get out of here while we still can. This little cameo of us here isn't really going to do us much good. We should move out. Unless we become like some of the leftover guest stars from the Pact that was never dressed ever again. I'm sure we won't end up like that. We did come back for this one after all. But you never know.
Oh yeah, it has been a while since you guys were mentioned. He decided to bring it back. Yeah. Maybe whatever's doing this didn't want to... had a thing for you. Didn't want to completely forget you. I don't know. Well, if he did want to bring you back, then cool. Is that something what's going on here? The coming in and going out, replacing it, all that. If we figure out what that is, we can all go back. Yeah, to where we were. I don't know, but I find this annoying. You know, my character is actually dead in that other timeline, and I'm here. Yeah, Springer is too, but in the other timeline. But he's here. But he's the other Springer, so really, you know, yeah, I guess I kind of explained it, didn't I? Well, yes. So we're not dead. It's clearly some sort of memory thing going on. A creature, the ability to get into our data tracks and make a shared hallucination for all of us to enjoy. It's kind of a dream. I don't like those.
No. Not again. It was a screwy place. All the rooms kind of look the same. It's just slightly different. Yeah. And now, face to face with the epitome of evil in the Decepticon ranks. Not just 2 Galvatrons. 3. They're from different timelines, probably. It's really weird. But I'm the other Springer. I'm the Springer that's out of time. I'm not doing all this. Perhaps I'm the anchor point, though. If I just don't do this, then I get returned. I don't know. Me Grimlock say blah. Me Grimlock say Decepticons. Probably illusion. Getting goofy in here. I mean, they're not shooting at us, so we think they illusion. They in one of our heads. One of us just imagine they go away. They go away. Then we get out of here. Yes, me Grimlock figure it out. Device is using our fears and anxieties against us. Kind of like Wrath Planet, but different. The Scythe of Destiny made of material from something like that. The Dark Energon, the Amalgamous Energy and all that. Amalgamoy Energy, yes. It's similar. But like the protoculture lady discussed earlier, the Robotechs that I heard about because she was pretty loud. The protoculture in the Japanese version was never the same in the 3 series that they made into Robotech. They made it the same in the American version, but it wasn't. That's like that here. The Amalgoy's energy is not necessarily Dark Energon. They just sort of retconned it as Dark Energon. It isn't really. The Dark Energon of Unicron, and also having Unicron inside the Earth in Transformers Prime was stupid. And having Unicron inside the Earth in one of the Michael Bay movies, that was stupid. No, if Unicron's part of the Earth, it's just like he landed on Earth and left stuff behind. He can't be the Earth, that's stupid. Me Grimlock, no. Me smart. Leader Grimlock, we need to get out of here. Strange creatures. Me, Leader Grimlock, we need to get out of here. I really didn't expect for that Robotech girl to be disguised as RC's and RC's daughter. That was weird. In disguise. And that whole scene was just the ship messing with us. Well, we were on the station after the ship, so that makes sense. So we're on the station still, but we don't know how much time has passed. And, I thought I was going back in time with the sickle device thing, even though I was only briefly a prime because of the creation matrix which they found at the jail planet, the prison planet. But that doesn't make me a prime. I shouldn't have been able to wield it in the first place. Should have realized that was an illusion. It's kind of silly. I should have bought that one. I know the Autobot triple changers came later than the Decepticon ones. Some of them were in the Terrans series, but Blitzwing and Astro Train and Octane and mean, I think the other Timinus is a version of Sandstorm, but I don't think I was there. I think we didn't have a Springer. Nah, but yes. And I'm in this one. Yeah. Springer. What? Oh, I am Galvatron. Apparently from the Siege timeline. There's a fourth one of us somewhere, but not on this planet. He's kind of a mess, and his hand is missing. Yes. He was the one that Shadow Dancer tried to repair in that other timeline with the Star Trek people. But I am here now. I even mastered Primary for a while. She's not here, of course. Yes. And I destroyed her, but then she got rebuilt by Shadow Dancer. Again, that same guy. And, and came back for revenge. Yeah, that wasn't good. I shouldn't have done that. Yes. Primary? Don't you mean Primer? How could you be with Primer? That makes no sense. I mean, yes. Galvatrons are basically just Megatrons that have been reformatted into Galvatrons. But yes, but to be with actual Primer or her descendant is ludicrous, yes. It's very Mary Sue of you. It's Mary Sue is when someone puts themselves in the story. So this lady was like into you, I guess, and yes, it's very weird. Yes, she just likes Decepticons. Sounds a little like Raksha, but I don't think it was Raksha. It wasn't. Someone named Chromia, I think, did that one. Another large story writer in the mush. Chromia 311, I believe. I think she was one of the primary people. As well as, I believe Artemis Prime was also one of the people. She used an Artemis Prime character, I think, as well. Don't quote me on that, though. Maybe not. Anyway, my character did appear, and I was evil and all that stuff, so yes. Actually, I'll do it again. I think that Primary was from Chromia 311, one of the other prolific writers on the mush in the lexicons. Yes. Although she could have been associated with Artemis as well, because they sometimes swapped characters. I don't care. I don't really care about that. We need to get back where we are. How did we even get here? It's very puzzling. We Galvatrons get back over there. And we have our own Requiem blasters on our arm cannons. Yes. So we don't really need to have the other ones on the ground. Anyway, yeah. Well, we're only here because we're figments of someone's dream or imagination or something. Yes, I think we're here because one of these guys thought of us. If they just stop thinking about us, we disappear. Back to our timeline. A very powerful entity. Make an excellent Decepticon. Kind of silly, because I bet that entity wouldn't do that. Yes, it's clearly messing with us. We're not really here. But we'll remember being here when we go back to wherever we were. As though it was a dream or an illusion or a hallucination. A shared hallucination. And our universes will be different for it. Yes. Multi-user shared hallucination. Alt Transformers mush. Mush! Oh, that's what that means. That's silly! Yes, this person is not still a teenager. No, an adult, 40 years later. Yeah. He had other Galvatrons as well. Galvatrons. We shall go, Galvatrons. We shall return to our timeline. Ah, yes. Well, we will not be forgotten. No. Let us go back to our timeline. Let us depart now. I wonder which one of us thought of the Galvatrons. It wasn't me. I wonder which one of us thought of the Galvatrons. It wasn't me. Huh. Let's go find the others. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Clang. Transform your destiny. Be more than meets the eye. And all those other catchphrases. So, what am I doing here? Where did those Galvatrons go? Those dastardly Decepticons supposed to be around here somewhere. I am Knight Optimus Prime. Although it was kind of a meeting in that other timeline when I was beating up those Decepticons. Well, I'm here now. So, the Decepticons better look out. Yeah. I'm also a Bayverse Optimus Prime, although I'm also Scout, the son of Draconus Prime, and adopted son of his paramour, Rodimus Unicronus, also known as Maxis Carda, the father of the Carda, who was on that ship, the two the Autobots, on the mission of the Alt Transformers Mush. The Corrosion War Without End mission. Scout. There's another of me somewheres. But anyway, we're just here because somebody's thinking about us. So we just appeared. Them Decepticons weren't really here. I don't think. You could be right about that, son of Draconus Prime. Does that mean we are here too? Or are we also figments of someone's psyche? That wouldn't be good either. Yes. I am Siege Optimus Prime, of course. Yes. I had to have a cameo. Because in the Trans series in 1986, he didn't have an Optimus Prime yet. Calicat didn't have an Optimus Prime yet, so that's why there was a pact of Autobots. He didn't have a Prime. So he had a Hot Rod, later became Rodimus Prime. He had a Rodimus Prime, but no Optimus Prime. Until later. A little later. I think he had Tim. So he had Tim as his Optimus Prime. And then he got an Optimus Prime later on. But originally, he didn't have one. And then Power Master Prime came along and he had that. So yeah. Anyway. So yes. I'll tell you about the other... that's what this is. A direct descendant of. This show is the Trans. Well, indirect, I should say. Trans 2, Intergalactic Guardian. Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. He didn't know there was another comic book. There was a comic book back then. He didn't know. It is, Galactic Guardians that goes together. And there's also something else from cartoons that he was cribbing from. Well, he didn't know. So. But yes, it was a fan film series. One of the first ever done. Yes. At least the first to survive to the YouTube generation and put up on YouTube for free. That's how we found you by time travel on the World Wide Web. No, Megatron did not invent the World Wide Web and computers and stuff. That's stupid. No, we just figured out your language. No. Anyway, yes, I'm Optimus Prime. Leader of the Autobots. Champion of all that's good. In my cameo with you two. But we should probably be going to let them solve the story. We don't want to have the heroic leaders in the shot and have them figure it out just immediately, because that would be kind of silly. Also, I cannot wield the Scythe of Destiny, even as a Prime, because it is a magical sword from the ancient Primes. I'd have to be an ancient Prime. Yes, just thought I would point that out. Yes. Anyway, so, yes. Yes. Well, I was probably thinking of those guys. It was probably me that did that. Yeah, Optimus Primes. Yeah. Sorry about that. Well, anyway. They'll be moving on, and we'll be figuring this out. Come, Grimlock and Swoop, let's go. Me Grimlock say this other version of Prime and his friends, other Primes, are from other timelines, even if they dreamt up by some of us. Very strange. We go.
Oh no! Oi, crikey! Blah! I am tired of being trapped in this crazy realm. Continue to fire until no Autobot stands. Destroy them. Autobots, die! This is almost too easy.
That's because it is, you idiot. That's because it's not actually happening. We could shoot all the Autobots. It wouldn't matter. Decepticons, attack. The other Decepticons are not rising to help us. What is going on? Slay the usurpers. They're all asleep. They will sleep forever. Dinobots, stomp Decepticons.
It's a Dinobot from the other timeline. Uh-oh.
Me snarl stomp Decepticon. Step on. Crash.
Oh. Oh no. Destroy them. Everyone fire.
Me sludge say flatten Decepticon.
Oh no, not another one. Megatrons, keep firing. End them all. And Decepticons attack.
Me Grimlock here. We smash Decepticon. Dinobots attack.
Me Swoop destroy Decepticons. Rah! There's 3 of us and 5 of them. Heh, not very good odds. They're also much larger than us, so it's like 10 of them. We're screwed. Well, been nice knowing you. We have the scythe. Let's get out of here. We'll figure out how to use it later. Move out. Move out. Move out.
Dinobots, Destroy Decepticons. Fire. Dun, 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 dun. What? Where'd Decepticon leaders go? 3 Megatrons disappear completely. Me not understand. Oh, screwy place. Not like. Oh. Did we kill everybody, Grimlock? Oh, that would suck. Me hope not. Oh. We should run back to ship and hide. Be exiled forever. No, I don't think we actually did anything to them. Yes, we have no guns. Oh, Snarl have guns. Snarl not use? What going on? And also, intelligence lower again. Oh. It's very strange to me, Swoop. Me Slud should have figured out that weird Megatrons we hadn't seen in generations suddenly show up. Me Slud should have realized. Weird Megatrons from other generations never show up here before. This place is screwy. This place very screwy. Me Grimlock, very confused. Who running this establishment? We go look around. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. There you are, Grimlock. It has been a pleasure to be the literal red herring in the story. Target Master Optimus Prime. I'm red, and that's why I'm the red herring. Yes. Oops.
Ha! There you are, Powers. The hell. I like the new getup, though. It's kind of funny.
How'd you know it was me, Artemis? I thought it was a pretty good disguise.
Not that good. Yeah. Not that good.
Destiny. The Scythe of Destiny should be returned to the Hall on Cybertron, and no one shall wield it. No. Even in the time of the Beast Machines, they could rule with something like that. And it already has happened in the past. Yes. A version of me did that. But he didn't have the Scythe of Destiny. He had something similar. Yeah. Could have gone back and become a Prime himself. Didn't think of that. Oh well. Yes. What? Me Grimlock not understand. What going on? You all waking up now? I thought your name was Target Prime, anyway, not Powers. Not understand. What going on? Oh. You explain to me, Grimlock, or me Stomp. Yeah, well, you see, Grimlock, this is a nod not just to the original Trans and the other ones, and Trans 2 and all the sequels, Transformers and Robotech and all that. But my character specifically is a nod to Corrosion of War Without End. Yes, I was Lexius in the other timeline, in that story. Of course, you renamed me as Draconus Prime, but I looked more like this. Yes. Yes, I wasn't Draconus Prime there. That was this guy. Also, I believe Dracotron was a Decepticon, and he will how the size of does mean. Yeah.
So we're still on the station, and everybody's alive. You know, it's just that the station was testing us because, it's sort of a transformer, and we were inside it. Yeah, in case you didn't notice. Yeah, you're a transformer. It's a transformer. Once the Echelon and the other Autobot ships connected with it, then its sentience activated. And also, when the Dinobot ships and the others showed up, it started messing with us. It wanted to determine whether we were a threat or not. Fortunately, it determined we weren't a threat, otherwise it would have killed us all. Yeah.
A transformer. Yeah. A Titan? The Titan transformer must have found us and transformed itself into a station. By the way, what's the name of that Titan anyways? I just want to know, for curiosity's sake. And the Echelon's pretty big too. It's a Titan as well, so this thing is bigger. Yeah. Which Titan is it? Me Grimlock not know, but we can go home now, finally, to Cybertron. Surely, we can go to Cybertron now. We can go to Cybertron now. It doesn't matter what the ship is named, does it? We go. Yes, we can return to Cybertron and everything will be fine. It had a really silly Terran name from the 1980s period. It was called Fortress Buffkinus. Sort of a rip-off of Fort Max. Well, now you know. It has decided to free us. It would account for all the Galvatrons and Megatrons, though. He liked Decepticons. Anyway, so, yeah. And I'm, of course, also known as Rob Jones. Yes. Let's roll. Autobots? Autobots, you may return to your ship. Yes. I'm not really Rob Jung, I'm just playing him in the story. Just as those two are not really Artemis and Powers, obviously. Yeah, we're just playing them, the movie. Yeah. It's true, we're trans-detectors. And we rise.
You're not going to make that a catchphrase. You do realize that, don't you? Animated fan films. Happy 40th anniversary. Fan films. Happy 40th birthday. Trans, the series. To 40 more. Yeah. Yes. The Transformers. It's time to transform and roll out. Terrans, it's time to rise.
What is the price of this rising? What is the price of this rise of the Terrans? I don't know, but if it was the holiday season, we'd jack it up real high just beforehand. Just kidding. Autobots, let's roll. I don't know, but if it was 40% off before the holidays, it'll be back to 40% above just before. Ha ha! Let's roll, Autobots. Ha ha! Da-na-na-na-na.